buying your next home before selling the house that you're currently in. I mean, it sounds like the smart move, right? I mean, no worrying about moving twice, no rushing, no panic and being able to find that, no living out of boxes. But here's the catch to that nobody talks about. Buying before selling can actually trap you if you don't know what you're walking into. I mean, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen quite a bit, actually. So let's do this today. Let me share with you where exactly that trap is and how you can buy your next home without getting stuck. Here's the first thing you need to know about this, because the catch is not whether or not you should buy first or you should sell first. No, the catch, it's about the money. Yeah, I find that many homeowners, they don't realize that in order to do that, in order to buy before you sell, you have to prove to a lender that you can handle 2 mortgages at the same time. Your current mortgage and the new one. Even if you plan on selling your house immediately after purchasing your new one, most lenders, most of the time anyway, most lenders are probably not very likely to just simply take your word for it, Scout's honor, promise I'm going to sell it, right? They don't know you. They don't know if you're, if you're lying to them. They don't know if you're going to change your mind. So here's the thing. If it does not appear on paper, if it does not appear that you have the income to be able to support 2 house payments, it doesn't mean that buying first is completely off the table, but it does mean that you do need to have a plan in place for that gap. There's a few ways you can do that, such as, for instance, you can use a bridge loan or a HELOC against the equity in your house, or even a contingent offer on the home you're purchasing. Each one does work a little bit different than the other, and in complete transparency, yes, each one does come with its own individual risk. But the question of can you buy a home before selling your current one? Sure, the answer is yes, but only if you have a plan in place to cover that gap. Hey, real quick, if this is your first time here, my name's Jose, and here we help Inland Empire homeowners sell smart, buy their next home better, and ultimately move with confidence. So if you are thinking about making a move, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is below. We help people just like you every single day. But enough about that. Let's go and get back to the video. Here's where it can start to get a little tricky, and I do see some homeowners, they do get caught off guard. Let's say this, let's say you sat down with the lender, you got approved to be able to carry the 2 mortgages like we were talking about just a minute ago, and you start going out there and looking for your next home, and you found it, you found your dream home, and you make an offer on it, and you get it, you win the offer, your offer's accepted, but now your old house, it needs to sell, right? It needs to sell kind of fast. This is the spot right here where I have seen many people lose money, because if it doesn't sell as quickly as you had hoped, you're not just stressed. You're paying 2 mortgage payments every month for however long it takes for your old house to sell. That kind of pressure, it has a way of forcing sellers to accept any offer, to accept even a low offer just in order to get their house sold. Which I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that when you do that, when you accept a low offer like that, that could potentially wipe out all the equity that you were counting on to fund that purchase. Now, one of the more common, or maybe more popular is a better way to put it, but one of the more popular methods or ways to do this is to make your purchase contingent on being able to sell your current house. And again, very, very popular, very common way that many homeowners go about doing that to be able to make that purchase. But here's the thing to keep in mind though, in a competitive market where you're competing with other buyers with your offer, it is possible that your offer could be the one that the seller passes up on in order to accept the other offer they received that wasn't contingent. Hey, if you're watching this because you are in fact thinking about buying and selling a home at the same time, and you want to avoid some of the more costly traps or mistakes, well, I put together a free guide. It's called 7 Costly Mistakes to Avoid When Buying and Selling at the Same Time. It'll help walk you through, help you navigate you through the whole process to avoid some of the more common mistakes that many homeowners make when trying to do this, to help ensure that it doesn't cost you too. You can grab it after the video, but you'll find the link for that down below. So what should you actually do with all this? Well, I will say that first of all, before you go online and start looking at homes and falling in love with anything, I would just say, I would start talking with an agent, talking with a lender, put your team together and start building your plan now. And how are you going to be able to get from where you're at right now, your current house, over into your new home, and whatever the financing options are that make the most sense, whether that's like we were talking about earlier, whether that's looking at the bridge loan or the HELOC. Don't get me wrong, they're not the perfect fit for every homeowner in every situation. I'm just saying that they're certainly worth it, at least talking with the lender and asking questions, exploring. Second, get an accurate read, an accurate assessment of what your home's value is right now, and just as important as that, also, how fast are homes selling in your area, in your neighborhood right now? Not a guess, but a real number, and an honest number. Yeah, that's another mistake. Honestly, a very common mistake that I see many homeowners making is they go online and they get one of those online home valuations. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're helpful. They'll get you in the ballpark. But here's the thing. It's like I ask everyone when we talk about those. When you got your online home value, did they send anyone out there to go see your house? Did anybody come out there to look at maybe any upgrades or updates that you did to your house or didn't do to your house? But just, did they send anybody out there to visually see your house in person? Because if not, which I think we both know they didn't, then how accurate is that online home value? But it's not just about the value. Also equally important is the market. What does the local market, for a home similar to yours, what does the local market look like in your city, your neighborhood, your community? Something definitely very important to also keep in mind and consider. And then number 3 is contingent offers. If you do decide to go the route of a contingent offer, which, like I said, that's not unique and not, I mean, nobody does that. No, not at all. Very popular. Probably one of the more common methods that I'm seeing right now. But if you do decide to go with a contingent offer, it is important to keep in mind that you may need to remain just a little flexible. Whether that's flexible on the price or flexible on the terms or just flexible on the timing, it's all market driven. Everything's market driven, but it's all market driven, something a good local agent can help you with. And listen, if you're saying, oh, that's great, Jose, we're not in Southern California or we're not looking to buy our next home in Southern California, that's totally fine. I have a very strong network of agents across the country. And if you need help with finding a good, strong agent, let me know. I probably can refer you to one. As a move-up homeowner or move-up home buyer, but the goal is not necessarily to avoid risk altogether. Instead, the goal really is to identify what risk you're potentially facing and then build a plan for that. I mean, that's something that I don't even know how many homeowners we have helped with to be able to do that, to strategize, to be able to get from their current house to where they want to go, to their next home. I mean, if that's you, if you are looking to be able to get from here to your new home, and you want to be able to have a plan for that, to be able to make sure that you can get there, that you don't fall into any of these financial ruts or traps that are out there. I mean, feel free to reach out. My contact information, again, you'll find that down below, but feel free to reach out. More than happy to have a conversation with you to see if we can help you build a plan, a pathway to be able to get there. Also, as I mentioned earlier, don't forget to grab my free guide, 7 costly mistakes to avoid when selling and buying at the same time. You'll find the link for that down below too. With all that said though, here's the thing. Knowing the risks involved with buying and selling a home at the same time, well, very important, but it's not the same as knowing how to buy and sell a home at the same time. In fact, actually, the real question really is just that. I mean, how do you buy and sell a home at the same time? I mean, in this video, we talked about the risk. We talked about the landmines that you want to avoid when you're doing that. But we really didn't go into the roadmap, the nuts and bolts of being able to get from where you're at to being able to get to your new home, to be able to sell and buy both at the same time. But here's the good news. That's exactly what I did right here in this video. I laid out a very clear roadmap on how to do just that. So if you are looking to buy and sell at the same time, that's the video to catch next. See you over there.